Round number 9 of the Integrity Octane Series, the Hounds Tales Podcast 250 from the biggest oval in the world, Talladega SuperSpeedway. I am your producer and commentator for Paige, and as we roll into qualifying here, a little bit behind schedule, but nevertheless, just about a minute has come and gone from qualifying, a little more than that, as we watch on to the number 22 of John Steele. Pretty solid field here today. Over 30 cars showing up here to take the high banks. 2.66 miles, the longest, fastest, widest track on the schedule. This is going to be a good one. Two back-to-back super speedways on FTN, and it starts off with qualifying. Just about 2.5 minutes or so to go, and now we're going to take a little ride on board the 45 here of Bobby Ross, who is on the outside right now. This is going to be his first lap. What he's going to do here is going to go around the outside, the longest way around the track, build up some momentum, come down to the inside off of the final corner, and take the green flag for his lap. 10 cars set a time so far. It's Matt Janus, the number 15 on the pole, 51.80. Looked like he was one of the only guys that went for it on that first lap. John Steele, Eric McFarland second and third, and another car, the 14 of Bobby Terrell, to set his lap. Here comes John Steele down onto the apron. Strategy they may see some people using. I'm not sure if it's going to work. This car is a lot faster than most others, but he still goes to the top of the charts. Quickly going to get knocked off by Eric McFarland, Ethan Lane, Braxton DeWeese, among many others, as a bunch of cars coming around now. Watch with Bobby Ross. This is his second lap. Now he's down on the inside. Shortest way around the track. Clocking 188 into turn 3. Of course, this car is not unrestricted like the other packages with this Gen 4 stock car. Not going to hit as quite a high speed as you can in those packages, but still 200 is definitely possible in the draft, as Bobby's going to come down into the apron here. Those tires squeal and tries to keep it down there, comes back up across the line. The number 45 will stay right where he is. Now jumps up to 10th on the board as 20 cars have set a lap here today. It's Bobby Terrell in the 14 on top of the timing and scoring sheet. Eric McFarland in second. That number 30 is going to pull it into pit road. 30 seconds, 40 seconds left in the qualifying session, and the is about 46 one-thousandths of a second, very close. From then on back, 63 one-thousandths off for third, and then it's separated by just thousandths to Matt Janus in fourth. There's a couple of cars coming around to take their laps. Jay Heisman, he will not set a lap. Jared Callan, he will set a lap in the Zin car. Comes across the line. If he's on the lap here, that's going to be the only one he gets, as the number 26 will not set a competitive lap time. He does not have enough time to do it, and that will go ahead and end qualifying. 21 cars set a lap to set the stage for this 33 car field. We're going to take you through the grid here from Talladega. 33 cars. And as the field warms up, we will we'll watch and go. See if these guys get in a pack. That's what they were doing in practice while I was watching. They were all sticking together, getting some practice in the draft, of course. I mean, there's really no point in practicing by yourself. Definitely the easiest track on the service to do by yourself. So let's see, Chris DeWeese, we got a fan here. I got a fan in the chat. Rooting for Braxton DeWeese. As always, every race that Braxton's in, I see on FTN, he's got a fan. As John Steele, Alan Roll, and many others out on the track. A lot of people taking this time to, go to the bathroom, get a snack, get a glass of water. 4 minutes of warm-up time remaining from Talladega. So we're going to take a break. These guys do their final practice laps. Come back to you for the start of the grid. Maybe a minute or so left of practice when we come back. I1 FCN here. 250 miles of Talladega. Still to go.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Boundless makes its presence felt. It will not be ignored. We're helping turn ideas into reality with a wealth of building products that take every architectural style to the next level. This is what it's like to imagine, build, and transform anything we want into exactly what we seek. This is what it means to be boundless.
Once again, welcome back, race fans, to the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway, as we get set for our second on-track activity today.
Racing requires everything that you've got. Climbing into NASCAR on Sunday, it feels like you're getting ready to go into battle.
When I hit that ignition switch, that car fires up. It's one of the best things in the world.
5 seconds ticking down in the warm-up here from Talladega, and we are going to get this this race underway. Now the drivers are going to get reset. And now on to the grid so we can run through this field. Bobby Terrell, number 14, is your pole sitter. Here we go. Bobby Terrell, number 14, on the pole alongside Brian McFerrin, 07, who was about 31 thousandths off of the pole. Christopher Shetson, the number 24, in third. Eric McFarland in fourth. Row number 3, Ethan Lane in the 54. Matt Janus in sixth. Alongside him, row 4, Ross Cato in the 12. Galen Gidman in the 9. Rounding out the top 10, Michael Larrea and Sam Naito. Into the top 10, Braxton DeWeese rolls off in 11th. Don Stevenson in the number 47 rolls off 12th. Row 7, Bobby Ross and Neil Froelich 13th and 14th. Chris Ward and John Steele will roll off from the 8th row, 15th, 16th, 17th. Going to be Alan Roll and Tom Wetmore. And rounding up the top 20, Kyle Cooper and Sean Kahlist. B21, I believe Kevin Matt's the last car to set on lap time. I feel like cars will line up alongside him in 22nd. Matthew Thunhorst in 23, row 25, row 12. Jacob Fife alongside him. Row 13, Trevor Trigo and Cody Smith. Row 14, Brad Patton and Nick Terabue. Jay Heisman and Blake Cannon will round out the top 30. Randy Fayesh and Jonathan Gervin will start just outside row 16, 31st and 32nd. The final car in the session, Jared Callan, P33, all alone. That'll do it for your grid. 250 miles, 94 laps. Enough fuel in the car to make it for about 2 pit stops, I'd say. I think they might be able to stretch it to 1, but I doubt it. We'll have to see if they can make it to green flag pit stops or if we'll get a wreck early on. Of course, that's what these tracks are known for. So as the field comes through 3 and 4, one last time, the 14 of Terrell on the front row alongside Brian McFerrin in the 07. Base car will lead them to the finish line. Not quite, it'll lead them to the tri-oval, of course, the finish line. 1,000 feet down from where it would be at Daytona or any other track for that matter. Always makes for any finish, adds a little bit of interest to it. So the pace car will pull off of the racing surface. Bobby Terrell in the 14 comes through the Geico restart zone. Takes the green flag, and we are racing from Talladega. Coming through the tri-oval to end lap number 1, it's the 54 of Ethan Lane, looking for back-to-back victories in this series. Will lead lap number 1, but he's challenged by McFerrin on the outside of 1 and 2. Got help from that number 30, that's Eric McFarland on his back bumper. For turn 2, we'll see how aggressive these guys get with this car. Of course, with the way the front end is sloped and the rear end is really elevated, makes bump drafting a risk on its own. You gotta get as close to the car in front of you as you can without pushing him. You can give a little push here and there. You guys are gonna try and stay off of each other, especially right now, just one full lap in. They come off a turn 4, 3 wide for the lead, 4 wide for the lead. To the outside, that is Wetmore in the 51. And he make it work. He doesn't have that much help. I think the bottom lane's gonna prevail here. The 07 is gonna slip back in line behind the 30. They'll stay 3 wide. Wetmore on the outside, coming down to block that middle line. Gets a help from McFarland in the 30, right on his bumper. McFarland's gonna drop low now. Not really staying too square on the 51. He's trying to get right up on that back bumper. Arrow push him. The outside lane peeking ahead now. Galen in the number 9, even with the race leaders. They still stayed 3 wide. Now, the way these guys are running, they are pushing each other. There's really no huge runs in this car. So they're going to stay kind of gridlock like this unless one lane can really figure it out and get rolling on a straightaway. Across the line, it was Gidman in the number 9 who led that lap. They still stay 3 wide. The bottom line starting to slip away with the 54 of Ethan Lane. But he hustles back on the bottom. They stay even through 3 and 4. What great racing to start off this feature. Wetmore in the middle now with the 9 of Gidman. He stays ahead. Ethan Lane on the bottom fighting back. He's still not clear. The 51 can get down if he pleases. He's going to stay in that middle lane. He likes the help that he's getting from McFarland behind him. Into 1 and 2. 5 cars on the outside. 6 cars in the middle that are real strung together. And the bottom line, of course, always the most dominant line. Just the most people that want to ride around, stay safe. They're going to go down to the bottom there. You see how long that line stretches out off frame. But the outside continues to just barely sneak ahead. Now the 9 will clear the field. He jumps down to the bottom. Takes the lead from the 54. One car down onto the apron, and I believe there was some contact there. They keep it straight. The field's starting to slip apart just a little bit. These guys in the lead really staying aggressive. That bottom line did not work out for the 9 of Gidman at all. He goes from 1st to 6th, and it's Ethan Lane out in front, trying to slip up in front of the 60. He has no help behind him. He slips to 5th. That middle lane just flying by. It's Wetmore, and the 51 still out in front now. He led the outside to the front. Now he's there again. Only has 2 cars behind him to help, and they're going to start to slide back as the 30 of McFarland will prevail and take the middle to the front. Now there's a big group of cars that jump down to the bottom. It's Braxton DeWeese, the number 13. Across the line, Braxton DeWeese, the race leader. Just 1/1000th ahead of Wetmore. They are even all 3 wide, bumper to bumper. The 13 will clear the rest of the field now. Stays down low with help from Ethan Lane. Jogging along into 3 and 4. 4 cars on the outside now. As opposed to just 3 last lap. 1 more car up there trying to help them. I believe that's Terrell in the 14, the pole sitter, who fell back quite a ways to start off this race. Down on the bottom, that's John Steele there with him as this field continues to get strung out down on the bottom. Those top lanes starting to slip away. Into 1 and 2, Eric McFarland, the race leader, in the middle. It's DeWeese on the bottom. Down the back straightaway they go, still even neck and neck. The 54 is tucked up on DeWeese's bumper. He's giving him a little push. On board with a very high-tech, high-speed drone provided only by Fireball Talks NASCAR, of course. Very rich. An outside lane really starting to slip away now. It is the 51 still barely hanging on. He only has the number 2 of Sam Nito with him. That's Braxton DeWeese leading the way. Off into turn 2. Clears the field. You see a second pack starting to form way back. These guys have just dropped off. They lose the draft once. Nothing you can do about that. It's Don Stevenson in the 47 leading this pack. In 3 and 4 right now. Braxton DeWeese, still your race leader. A bunch of cars get back up, grouped up in that outside line. 4 on the outside, 5 in the middle. staying even with the race leader across the line. This time, McFarland's going to get around him, just barely ahead as a lap car comes off of pit road. I believe that is the number 97 of Nicholas Ward. Already 7 laps down. Not make it to the grid. Bill comes off a turn 2, 13 and a 54 getting a little separated. They get linked back up, a big push there. Ethan Lane got onto his bumper, and you saw how that immediately affected DeWeese, pushed him down onto the apron. Tom Wetmore to the lead in the 51 from the outside, gets down in front of the 30. Across the line, look at that momentum swing through the child wheel. 13 has to keep the wheel turned so much more on the bottom. The 51 just flies away and right up to about even with him. He hit the corner, loses time throughout the center, but he gets a big heave down the straightaway. The 51's going to go to the lead. He takes that line with him. 4 wide, he blocks. Almost gets himself turned, comes down in front of DeWeese to take the race lead. Now it's Sam Nato on the outside in the number 2. Quickly losing it as Wetmore gets the push. DeWeese jumps up to the outside to take the momentum away from Ethan Lane. Or that's Scheffler in the 24. Gonna get a big push. Oh, contact. 30 in the 2 get together as they go 4 wide. Blake Cannon in the 27 up to the front right now. He started on the second to last row. Inside the top 5 as the 51 goes up to block. Ooh, they get checked up. That almost turned the 24 as now the 13 onto the apron. And he's dropping out of the pack. DeWeese has had enough of it. He's going to slide back up here in the middle of the corner. He's going really slow. He's definitely going to lose the draft if he doesn't get up right here in front of this group. These guys, by the way, already made it back up to the pack. Those cars that had lost the draft initially. So DeWeese had enough of this racing in the front. He drops to the back as they continue to try 4 wide. The 51 the leader. Schetzler behind him. Nito in the 2. Blake Cannon in the 27. McFarland in the 30 still up there. Then it's the 12 of Ross Cato in the middle lane. The guy who started right around this middle of the field, except for you really can't read anything that it says because the base of his name. Right. 51 controlling the lanes. Led the most laps today, but it's only 4. And you also can't read his name. Only 2 cars left on the outside. The 24 of Schetzler trying to get it to go. But he just is getting no help. Whatsoever in the 1 and 2. Sam Nito with the lead. As the bottom lane really fell apart there. Those guys on the outside, I think, are going to jump in line. One car left on the outside, falling back. I believe that's Trago. Like a car further back. The outside slips back. The 2 in the middle line. Now a couple cars will jump up high. The 24, they're going to go 4 wide. The 14 goes up with the 24, but doesn't go behind him. It's going to leave them all some time as those 2 will try and get back into the middle. The 54 is left hung out to dry. He's going to have to slide in line right there. In front of the 7 of Brad Patton. Same paint scheme as your race leader, Wetmore. Now those guys are going to get the top rolling again, trying that 3 wide. It can work, but no one really wants to go with them right now. They're just going to... Seems like the cumulative decision for this pack is to ride on the bottom, save fuel. Make it to your pit stop as the 24 is going to jump up. He wants to go to the front. And the 1 and 2, the 2 with a big push from the 12 of Cato into 1 and 2, has the nose ahead, not quite now. So Wedmore's going to take it away from him. The 24 of Schetzler on the outside as well, making that line work. Off in the 3 and 4, the 24 trying to get ahead of the 2 and the 51. Not going to do it there, but off of turn 4, I think he's going to be able to get the momentum to do that. Here comes the big heave from that outside line. The 2 has the nose ahead. Now it's Schetzler. Across the line, the 24 will lead this lap. The 2 car will drop down in front of the 51 on the bottom, who's fallen back quite a ways. The 24 now with the nose ahead. He's going to get clear down the back straightaway now. The 3 and 4, the 2 on the bottom with help from the 51 surging, trying to get back to the lead. Across the line, Nita will lead that lap on the bottom as the top lane falls apart again. Now it's Ross Cato in the 12 leading the middle, trying to pull that line up from its bootstraps and get to the race lead down the back straightaway. This pack has kind of separated themselves from the rest of the field. These guys are the aggressors early. They want to lead laps. The 3 and 4, the 12 and the 2 dead even. The 12 slips back through the corner, off the corner. He's going to get the momentum and push coming from Gidman. The trial they go. As the 2 of Nito leads, coming to lap 20 next time by. Still green, no cautions, off to a better start than we had yesterday on FTN from Daytona. Some early cautions in the SRL race. These guys are getting away clean so far. Back down into 1 and 2. Now that top lane's getting rolling again. Just 2 cars up there, but they're making it work. Now the top is going to surge ahead, take the lead for just a second with Ethan Lane. Off of turn 2, Ethan Lane surging ahead, clears the field. As the bottom line starts to slip away, Lane does not go down and block. They're 4 wide with the 2 in the middle lane blinking out, lagging out of the session for just a second. He comes back and he has no one to help, and he's going to fall way out of line. Nancy, yeah, David's okay. David's in Houston right now. So David is way out of town. So me and Alexander Balderas are taking over all the broadcasts for David this week. I don't think David is going to be back next Monday, but he will be back on Tuesday. I think Balderas is going to take over Monday next week as well, as he did yesterday for the Ignite series. So some new people, new faces in the booth for a little bit, but we're fine too. We're fine too. It's not David. Now Blake Cannon, the 27. Trying to lead a lap. He would be I think the 6th or 7th racer leader of the race, but he's going to get sniped away by Ethan Lane. No laps led for Cannon, but he's up in front now. Racing forward, Ethan Lane on the top. Making that outside lane work quite well. Him and the 12 of Cato are going to drag race down the back straightaway. Now you see that middle lane starting to form up. More drivers wanting to go to the front now. A lot of guys strung out on the back, just running the bottom. Now they're starting to get aggressive. And 3 and 4, you see the 12, or the 2 car rather, still lagging out. That's not helping the line that he's in as they come up on a lap car. I believe that would be Nicholas Ward going to go another lap down here. He's going to see the field come by him really, really quick. That's a great view. There's a lot of horsepower going by that number 97. Stuck down on the bottom, that Jeff Gordon Jurassic Park car. I love that scheme. Oh, he almost comes up and turns the 50. Keeps it straight. Now the 9 of Gidman back up to the front. Ethan Lane will prevail on the outside, though. The 27 leading the bottom. Christopher Scheffler still up with the 44 now of Michael Larea. The other 2 cars on that outside line. Yeah, David's great. I appreciate that. Still 3 wide even. 37 of Trevor Trago. He's another new face up here in the front. More and more drivers deciding they want to go up and lead some laps, try and race for the win. Race for the lead, I should say. Race is far from over, just about a quarter way through right now. Blake Cannon on the bottom pulls away as that top lane starts to slip away. The middle to the bottom will prevail. The 27 went up. Oh, and he gets ditched. He gets left out to dry. It's absolutely screwed by the 54 of Lane, who almost puts his pusher in the wall. Bobby Ross in the 45. In that petty paint scheme almost gets put into the fence. Top lane's gonna get a run here. With Scheffler in the... Oh, he gets blocked. Oh, he gets turned into the wall. He saves it. Oh, and they wreck behind him. Caution's out. And that was just about the worst time you could go onto an onboard. See what happened there. I think that was just those guys on the outside. They were leading that line trying to block. Alright, so Scheffler. The 24 is going to look up to the outside here. There, the 45 trying to follow Ethan Lane up. Gets him put into the wall, and then it was eventually the number 4 of Trebu going around, or getting ramped under, actually. He gets hit by the 2. DeWeese going for a spin. He tank slaps the 2, turns him around, he saves it. The 4 ends up with the worst of it, I think. Absolutely nowhere to go here. Nick and the 4, see those guys get put in the wall. He goes underneath car in front of him. The 7, wow, he is all 4 tires off the ground. What a scary ride. Gotta get a cockpit cam of sorts, whereas he was literally in the air. Art to wreck in front of him. Goes right under the 36. Looks right at his drive shaft. And then he gets ramped. And he is fully in the air. Even with the wall. And then comes down and gets hit. Spins around. First caution of the day. Lap 26 of 94. The leaders will come in, pit road, top off on fuel. They'll have to make one more pit stop. The number 4 will have to take some extensive repairs, though. It's the 14 of Terrell, the pole sitter, who has the lead, but the car's in front of him now. front of him before the pit stop will come off of pit road in the lead. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you from lap 29 onwards for the second run of the race. First caution, lap 27.
This message is brought to you by the rebrand of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This publication may not be reposted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. NASCAR Camping World Ford F-150. NASCAR Xfinity Ford Mustang. NASCAR Cup Series Next-Gen Ford Mustang. Arca Menards. This has been the publication of the redesign and rebranding of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This message may not be reposted, republicated, or rebroadcasted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. Thank you, and thanks for your time.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We're back live from Talladega in the Integrity Octane Series. Lap 28 coming to 29. The field is doubled up and ready to take the green for the second time tonight after the first caution of the race involving many cars, but mainly Nick Tarabu in the 4, who got lifted up off the ground. He's still on the track, though, has some damage to the front and rear end of his car. Going to be able to continue on, as well as DeWeese, who got spun out in that wreck. A couple other cars, those guys all get out pretty much scot-free. Head back to the lead. It's the 9 of Gallon Gidman in the lead. Ross Cato will line up alongside him, pole sitter on the outside. Bobby Ross will start third, second on the bottom, and Ethan Lane second on the top. Tom Wetmore in fifth, will be sixth when he gets re-overtaken by the 27 of Cannon on the apron. 7th and 8th is the 30 of McFarlane and Callan, and it's Bobby Terrell and Matt Janus, your top 10, as the field is into the restart zone. Green flag is back out, and we're racing once more. The 12 of Ross Cato will take the outside lane to the lead and lead the first lap of that run. Lap 29 now has some competition. Cannon on the inside will drop down, takes the side draft away. The outside lane split from the rest of the field, and the 27 will take the 30 of McFarland. The 51 of Wetmore to the lead with him. The outside still staying desperate. Cato and Ethan Lane there, the middle lane as well, with Bobby Ross, Jared Callan in the 26th, the Zen Machine. Making up time now, still 2 cars on the outside. They won't drop down in the middle. They like where they are, right against the fence, off of turn 4. Blake Cannon leading the race. McFarland in tow, Cato in third. And Swindell Speed Labs 27 will stay in front. Now they're going to get even into 1 and 2. Cato staying on his door, and he will get the lead here now. Big push behind from that 54 of Ethan Lane. And he will soar away. Off into 3 and 4, the 12 clear. Ethan Lane not quite. They're going to stay on the middle. Help from the 51 of Wetmore. Further back 3 wide. The field split up now. More split up than they were before. A lot of cars who have lost the draft behind them. Starting right here with Nick Terabue in the 4. I thought he was going to be able to stay in the draft. Unfortunately, he wasn't. He is slow now, but the middle lane starting to move up to the front. Oh, the 30 comes up and around they go. The 26 of Callan in the wall. No caution. There it is as they wreck behind him. Callan stayed straight. It was the 43 of Callist and a couple others involved. I believe the 7 car or the paint scheme that's matching the 51. Whoever that is back there as well. A lot of wrecked race cars out of that one. It's the 06. We'll take a look at what happened there. The 26 car of Callan, who was, I believe, the first car that got spun. Or, he almost spun the car below him is what happened. So here's Callan right in the middle. That's the 30 car below him of McFarland. He comes down, McFarland comes up, and McFarland shakes the 26 off him, comes up into the 12, and the 12 spins down the track, and that's what gets the 43 and others involved. There's the 2 in it. Oh, 80 piles into the door of Callist. Nowhere for Sean to go here. I reckon in front of him the 2 checks up, and he does not check up enough. And you see wrecking behind the leaders. Caution is out. Second time today. Except for that time, it only took about 2 laps. As the field will almost all decide to come in. Cannon stays out. With Kyle Cooper in the 73. Up towards the front now. He started way back in the back of the pack. In 19th. He has made his way all the way up into P2 now, which will be a second when the caution flag drops. And so with that, we get a little break and some time to thank our sponsors here at FTN for this race alone. Of course, the namesake, the Hounds Tales podcast. If your Hounds Tales podcast is your home for competition dog hunting and deer dog hunting. From the fox pens to the deer woods, the Hounds Tales podcast is here to promote the ethical houndsman way and put a positive light on the beautiful heritage of running dogs. New guests each week, information and news across the dog hunting community, and results from each weekend's hunts. They can all be found here at the Hounds Tales Podcast. Be sure you search the Hounds Tales Podcast on your favorite listening platform and visit their website, www.houndstales.com, as well as Tango Paint. Our broadcast associated Tango Paints for the best custom iRacing paint schemes and liveries on the platform. Contact Tal Owen on Twitter using the tag Tango Paints! Top-notch schemes provided at a starting price of $50 that will up your game and represent the racing identity along the way. I'm supposed to say that on lap 9, but I can't keep track of that stuff, Mike. Come on. So as we come around here, the pace car lights should shut off this time. It will be 1 to green. 34 laps will have been completed across the line of this scheduled 94 that will leave 50 to go, or 60 to go. And enough time for one pit stop right in the middle of that, if they can make it there. Made it to about lap 25 last run, so we didn't get the full pit cycle as the 97 car goes around and gets some of his laps back that he lost by missing the start. Couldn't tell you why. Give you an up close look at the 51. Alright, yeah, I got you. I know how to fly the drone now. I can look at it. If I could find him on the track. Alright, here you go, buddy. Here's Tom. He's got a new paint scheme, it seems. The Bob Ross inspired paint scheme. He's matching with his teammate. They're both right here. Oh, there's 3 of them. Look at Bob. A nice guy. I love Bob Ross. Doesn't love Bob Ross. Come on. There we go. We got a paint scheme segment here. So Tom is 7th, and he's got some teammates with him. So John's still on the 22. He's got the same paint scheme on. Brad Patton has the same paint scheme on. Wedmore has the same paint scheme on, and so does Heisman. The 06. A lot of Bob Ross paints here. You can never quite have enough of Bob Ross. Never have enough of Bob Ross's energy. Alright, so the iRacing pace car, the unnamed manufactured pace car, will take the left into pit road, and we will go racing again. It's Blake Cannon, the race leader, who chose the outside line. He's going to have the 15 of Matt Janus behind him. As we come to the restart zone, we're racing again from Talladega. Green flag is out. Barney is going to get us rolling. Matt Janus on the outside, the number 15 racing hard with Blake Cannon and taking the lead. Into turn 1, they're 3 wide, the 30 of McFarland on the outside. The 27 with the upside down roof number and all is going to lead the field off of turn 2. The 15 coming back though. The Lion Racing machine, you see those Bob Ross paint schemes making their way up through the field. led by the number 7. And the 3 and 4 they go. The 15 slips back just a little bit, loses about a car length. They'll get it all back off the corner, and then some. It looks like if he can get a good push for the 45 of Bobby Ross, very fitting. See those Bob Ross paint schemes right behind Bob Ross himself. Ooh, Bob Ross himself there. Off of the corner, the 51 will jump up to the outside to fill that gap. That's going to bring them some momentum. I think the 30 will be able to take the lead here. Down into turn 3, he will get clear of the field, stays with the 18 behind him. That's Cody Smith, the pusher on the outside. Right on the back bumper of the 30. Now he's going to peek to the outside as McFarland tries to clear low. He's going to clear middle. They're 4 wide. McFarland has 18 all over his back bumper. And the caution's out. And it's the second time there's been a caution when I'm on board. And it is for, looks like that was the big one. 36 involved in another accident. He was the one getting ramped under by the 4. Last caution. We'll take a look at what happened. That's Alan Rowell in the 69. We're watching the spam machine that one of the oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. The graveyard. And of course, I'm on board with someone. They're 4 wide here, and I kind of saw that coming. And it was, I think it was, that is. On the outside, I think that's the 9. Yeah, it's the 9 car. It's bumper hooked. Kidman, who gets turned by some car behind him. That's the 24 of Schetzler. Gets up and just drives into him. Turns him down into Bobby Ross. 45 spun back up the track. That's not good. The 24. So the 7 tried to miss it down below. That's what got most of those cars involved. As that would be called a graveyard, as we got an ARCA break from the 36 who drives right under one of the Bob Ross cars. The 69 goes under him. Oh my gosh. Wow, there was so many people in the air. Right at one time. Look at that. Only something you see in this. Oh, and then the 45 gets some airtime too. So we have 4 unplanned takeoffs on the backstretch. Exactly what those drivers wanted, and so the old saying, I think it's cautions breed cautions, is really coming out here. Made it 25 laps before the first yellow, 3 now in the last 15. So as the field comes across the line, assuming they don't take the one to go here, we'll take a quick break. And the majority of the field is on pit road, so they will not take the pace car and shorten it. So it'll stay 2 to go, and we'll take a break. The 3rd restart of today here. Lap 43, lap 44. Some cars getting their laps back right now. Right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Coming back to you live from Talladega, lap 42 of 94.41 in the books. If you want to learn more about Fireball Talks NASCAR, all the streams, when they are, everyone on the team, you know, more backstage info, all the links to every league that is broadcasted on Fireball Talks NASCAR, hit that, scan that QR code, join the Discord. And if you want to sign up for the eNASCAR newsletter, scan that QR code. I'm pretty sure it makes you sign up with your email, and then you get notified for every eNASCAR post. Yes, email, whatever they think is important. So, do that, because I'm pretty sure they'll email you when we are live. Road to Pro. Huge NASCAR event. Coke Series, so you should at least watch those streams on this week. Yeah, join that. Join the Discord. Learn more about your favorite broadcasters, your favorite NASCAR broadcaster, favorite iRacing. Hear that number 27 in Blake Canada, he is, I believe, saving fuel. Switching the car on and off. I don't think they can make it on gas, but he is definitely shifting up. Clutching in the car, trying to roll, save some gas. Blake Cannon, the race leader, chose the outside. He leads the field back to the restart zone. Fourth restart of the day. Green flag is back out, and the 27 gets a fabulous jump. He'll be clear of the field before he even makes it to the line. Coming through the tri-oval, the 30 of Eric McFarland will take the lead. He'll lead this lap. It's his fourth of the race, and that number 30 to the front. Blake Cannon leading the bottom. A couple of cars trying to get up and run that top. It's Strego in the 37 who's trying to lead it with the 54 of Ethan Lane, who's been the biggest aggressor of the race so far, trying to get every small lane, slow lane rolling. And here they come. In line with some huge pushing. That's going to put Trego in the lead. Can you get clear? Not quite. He's going to stay that line. Conserve a little bit into 3 and 4. He's going to get the momentum off of the corner. I think he'll be able to clear him for sure. Off of turn 4, the 37 on the outside through the tri-oval, trying to lead the lap. He's not going to do it. The 30 will stay in front into the corner. McFarland still has the nose in front. He won't get past there. Trego will slip back. Down the back straightaway they go. The outside lane surging ahead again. Still even now. The bottom is there as well. They're all door to door. Into the corner, the 27 will poke his nose in front. McFarland stays there as well, even for the lead. The top lane will get the momentum off the corner. Trego leading them to the front. 4 wide behind them with the 13 of Deweese. Eric McFarland surging ahead as the bottom starts to slip away. Ethan Lane pushing on the outside. As the bottom drops back, the 30 still not able to get down. The 37 on the outside not able to get down. Now he's going to clear the middle. Can't quite clear the bottom. I think that might have been a mistake. Lane immediately to his right rear will not allow him to get back up, and he'll start to slip back unless McFarland can push him. That middle lane is going nowhere. Now the 27 slides up in front as Kyle Cooper in the 73 trying to lead a lap. He doesn't have the help he needs. And it's going to be the 73 leading that lap, as now the 27 of Cannon's going to get shoved back 4 wide, and there they go! And that's the big one. This time I caught it. And it was Cannon and everyone behind him. The 24, the 13 of DeWeese. Again, the 14 is in it. Terrell, the pole sitter. 5th caution of the day is out on lap number 47. Blake Cannon, like he was going to get pushed out in front there, but he gets shuffled on a line by the 54. So he gets put on a line by by Ethan Lane, and he gets forced up by the 30. That causes a huge stack up with the 51. The 2 car up into the air again. 27 spinning. The 51 car, the car above him, so Wetmore kind of got banged around there a couple times. Like the 24, Tetzler slides down, comes to a complete stop. 27 in the grass. Caution will wave once more. 37 of Trevor Trego. Getting his first laps of the race. Under caution, but he did lead 100 green just then. Kyle Cooper. Actually, no, it was Kyle Cooper who led that lap. Now he got passed right before caution came out. On Steele in 3rd. The highest Bob Ross car. McFarland in 4th. Kind of caused that, kind of didn't. The checkup behind him, but you never know. Blame anyone. You're making decisions in split second. You know, it's a video game, but it's hard. And you can cause things like that pretty easily. Farland just gets caught up there in his own mess. He ends up 4th, though, pretty unscathed, as Trego will lead the field down pit road, just past the halfway mark. It was lap 47, last lap was halfway, and as the field comes into pit road, they will get 2 more laps, and we'll go back green lap 50, lap 51. Here from Talladega. Field rolls down the back straightaway, 1 lap to green, and 45 laps to go. Next time by it'll be 44. We're comfortably past halfway now. 44 of Michael Larea, who leads, as we saw a lot of the leaders come down pit road one more time to top off on fuel. Like they think they can make it to the end. Now we'll just have to wait and see. $405 members in your fan page. Holy moly. Braxton Deweese has a small town behind him. He's pretty far back. He got wrecked a couple times. Fans that don't know. So we're coming back to the restart zone for what I believe will be the 5th restart of the day. And it's the 44 of Larea. First lap sled to the race, and the 73 of Kyle Cooper will jump in line behind him as the field really quickly on nearly all single file. And Lane will jump down from the top, and that leaves the top 8 or 9 all on the inside right now. There's Braxton. A lot of damage on that 13. A lot of damage on a lot of cars. Eli Carr's the 82. He's all bent up. Jacob Fife, all bent up. Bobby Ross, all bent up. Wentmore rolling around by himself. Schetzler has damage. A lot of damaged cars also in the main pack. The 3 and are into 1 and 2. The middle lane starting to get worked up. The top lane still pushing along. These guys are really desperate to get that outside lane to work, and it does work. Doesn't matter really how many people you have up there. It always seems to prevail. Now they're 3 wide again, but no one's really there in the middle to help. Michael Larea continues to lead 197 miles an hour through the tri-oval. Pushing 200 into turn 1. That's 73 on his bumper. Ethan Lane on the outside trying to take the lead away and back from this 44 car. They're going to be dead even into the corner. Off of turn 2, it looks like Lane's going to take it. Has help from 4 cars behind him. 3-car breakaway on the bottom, 4-car breakaway on the bottom, but the top line stays connected. Ethan Lane will clear their field into turn number 3. But he gets pushed wide a little bit. Into the trial with the top line slipping away. Ethan Lane drops back to 3rd. The 44 of Larea continues to lead. Down the back straightaway they go. Ethan Lane even again as you hear some lap cars going below the camera, out of frame. Field's still too wide, that shouldn't be an issue, especially at Talladega where you can run basically flat out on the apron. A group of 2 cars. I believe the 97 will be one of them. Into the trial they go. Ethan Lane still trying to get that outside lane to work, clawing back up to the outside of the 44. Hasn't been able to make the pass quite as easily as they're coming up on the lap cars, who aren't going to make it easy on them. I believe that's the 51 of Wetmore and one other car. I believe it's Bobby Ross and Bob Ross. As the 44 trying not to lose the lead into turn 3, the 54 of Lane has him edged out a little bit. But he can't hold on. Lorea is not going to be able to get clear off the corner. Here they come to the line. I think Lane has got him now. Across the start-finish line they go. Ethan Lane in front. Can he get down? He can. Ethan Lane to the lead. He used the 37 and the 2 out all kind of alone. He's riding up high a little bit. Look, wanted to get back up for a second. As you see, one of the Bob Rosses getting down to the bottom. The bonnet or the top lane starting to fall apart once more. But those two are still making it work there. It's Trago and Nito on the outside, pushing along, not letting up. And now they're going to take the lead. Trago has the nose out in front. Only 2 cars there, but he is still holding on. The 54 has the straight line speed, though, with all those cars behind him giving him momentum. As the 37 gets pushed high now, out of line, that's going to really hold those guys up. So the 54 trying to block them. Now the 44 is going to move up. Oh, he's almost not clear. Lane trying to go with them. The 44 is going to get screwed. Now the 2 goes to the bottom, pushes Lane out. And the 2 car to the lead as Braxton DeWeese up on the high side lap car. Trago will have to navigate around him. Off of turn 4, it's the number 4 of Nick Taribu. I mean, he was up in the air earlier. And now he's racing for the lead. Unfortunately, I can't say his name. Really hope that I won't have to anymore because it sounds good. I think it's kind of like a trebuchet. Kind of remind me of trebuchet, but I'm not sure. So Nick, if you're watching, I wasn't going to come out and say your name. If I have to interview you, I'm just going to call you Nick. As Mr. Nick trying to take the lead. He had the lead. He was actually clear of the number 2 getting into turns 3 and 4, but he didn't quite want to get down. Staying with Kyle Cooper on the outside. That's 73. Doing a pretty good job pushing him, but Ethan Lane, ever the aggressor, is going to stay right on the bumper of the number 2 and push him back out in front, as it's Nito with the lead. Not going to block now. Only 4 cars on the outside at all. The 3 and 4, the leaders dead even with Terabute and Nito side by side. The 2 Miller Lite cars stretching the lead out off the floor. Those 4 cars on the outside are making that line work. They come across the line. Now the bottom lane slips away. And it will be the 4 taking the lead. Is he going to get down? He's got to get down. The 73 is going to get up behind him as they're catching a lap car. They're going to go 3 wide. The lap car on the wall. Into 3 and 4, the 44 car of Lorea, who got kind of screwed out of the lead trying to block with the 54 of Lane. Last time he was up in front trying to come back, he had to get down and away from that lap machine. But now it's Kyle Cooper taking the lead. The tri-oval to the front straightaway, you see the winner of yesterday's race, Jacob Fife in the 36. He's going to make the leaders go 4 wide. They're going to make it work. Very sketchy, but they get the job done. The 73 gets kind of hung out, does not have a lot of help down on the bottom. The 3 and 4, the outside going really high. 2 car breakaway on the bottom. Into the trial they go. It's Nito on the bottom, side by side with Nick in the 4 on the outside. Ethan Lane pushing him, just 2 cars up there, and they're continuing to make it work. Harabuck. Okay, thank you. Some of these guys in here got confusing names. Not the best at English. So Nito has got the lead. More lap cars coming up. The 54 lane gets shuffled out of line. That's big for that outside lane. They have not had that much help without him. He's been kind of the best pusher on this track all race long. It seems like you want the 54 behind you, as the 4 of Terravuk will get to the outside. Alongside the 2 huge side drift, does not even have a car remotely close to his bumper, but he pulls around him. Nito will stretch the lead out now, as Terravuk does not have any help, and he's going to slip all the way back to 3rd, 10th off of the leader. Now he gets a car behind him. They come up with some lap traffic. The 15 of Matt Janus making it 3 wide on the outside. He's going to tuck down in the line as they're coming up on the 24 car of Schetzler getting lapped. The 3 and 4 are down the front straightaway through the tri-oval. The 2 of Nito continues to lead. Terravuk in the 4 on the outside. Larea in 3rd on the bottom, catching this group of lap cars. They're going to have to go by him 3 wide. The 45 and the 51 again. They're going to squeeze by the 24, also a lap car passing the other lap cars there. He's in the pack now, as look at this. The 43 up into the mix after getting involved in the first caution of the race. Lap 64, and he's up battling with the race leaders now. The 44 continuing to keep the 2 out in front just barely. To the line, side by side, Terravuk on the outside, Nito on the inside, and Nick will lead that lap as another lap car coming out of pit road. One lap car up high now. That's the 13 of DeWeese, letting the field by. Those respectful of them all. As, you know, he's the only lap car that's actually gotten out of the way on the outside. He will not be able to catch the draft with a lot of right front damage on that machine. The 3 and 4 still dead even. Oh, and one car looked like they were spinning, sounded like they were spinning, and it is one car around. And that's going to be a caution. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was a lap car. DeWeese? Let's see what happened. He is really slow. It was DeWeese. He got spun from behind. 28. He's 3 laps down. Oh, man. Not really sure what he was trying to do there. Gets himself spun out, and that brings out a caution. The single car spin, lap car goes around. That'll stack up the field once more. I think they'll get a little more racy now. That should make some things exciting. The 2 of Nito in front at the time of caution. And now with under 30 to go, these guys will probably all pit, top off on fuel. We're going to have a good race to the finish here from Talladega. 66 of 94. Less than 100 miles to go. Less than 30 laps to go. From Talladega. And the Hounds Tales Podcast 250, man.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Boundless makes its presence felt. It will not be ignored. We're helping turn ideas into reality with a wealth of building products that take every architectural style to the next level. This is what it's like to imagine, build, and transform anything we want into exactly what we seek. This is what it means to be boundless.
This message is brought to you by the rebrand of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This publication may not be reposted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. NASCAR Camping World Ford F-150. NASCAR Xfinity Ford Mustang. NASCAR Cup Series Next-Gen Ford Mustang. Arca Menards. This has been the publication of the redesign and rebranding of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This message may not be reposted, republicated, or rebroadcasted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. Thank you, and thanks for your time.
Nearing 25 laps to go here at Talladega and the Hounds Tales Podcast 250. Lap 68 of 94 coming to the beautiful number 69. And this race is to get a little more exciting here, a lot of more energy at the end of these races. Here is Matt Janus in front with John Steele in second. Some of the guys that were up front earlier, Ethan Lane just barely inside the top 10. Larea in the 44 back in 15th. Cody Smith in 16th. As we saw most of the field come down pit road just then. Not all, but most. So you see that in the chat there, we got a retirement from the race. Blake Cannon's already out, Galen Kidman's already out. Braxton DeWeese is going to bring it down pit road and park it. So 3 cars retired. Nicholas Ward made it about halfway through the race, was tired of getting laps back, he's out. And Brian McFerrin, 8 laps down, made it to lap 11 before dropping out. The 1 car getting his lap back there, and the pace car comes off of the track. We will go green again from the 6th time tonight restart zone, and the 15 of Janus is going to lead the pack to green. Jonas had the lead on the restart. He's going to go neck and neck with John Steele in the 22 for the race lead. It's going to be the 22 who will clear him. McFarland as well, trying to get clear of that 15 and control both lines. The 15 surging back up to the door, gets even with the leader off of turn 2. But he'll lose it all down the straightaway. Now the 22 is going to try and jump down. He's not clear. Gets back up. That was nearly bad. Now he's going to surge ahead. Janus is with that mistake from the race leader. Janus to the lead through the trial. Well, that top lane's going to get a run again. Seems like the dominant place to be. 70 laps in the books. Coming to the line, the 15 can't hold on. John Steele to the lead. One car jumping up and out of the line. And into the wall is the 44. Lorea gets up in line with the 2 and the 24. And now this top lane's going to start to move again. Schetzler back on the lead lap with the clean race car. Got the 12 of Cato with them. One more car jumping up, and suddenly they're right there. 3 wide for the lead. The 80 of Dunhorst, who has not led a lap all day. And now the 80 is going to surge ahead with the momentum off the outside. He's going to take the lead. Nito pushing him is going to go up to second. The 80 is going to jump down to the corner. That's not going to be the move he wanted to make. The 22 trying to push him. Can't get on his bumper. And the 2 car is going to take the lead now. Nito on the outside with Michael Lorea in tow. And the 22 of Schetzler surging ahead. The 2 is clear of the rest of the pack going into 3. Across the line that time, it's Janus with the lead. The middle lane came back to life there. Dunhorst still there kicking, not giving up without a fight. The 2 has got the lead off of the corner. Side by side, 3 wide, 3 deep. 5 lanes back, 5 rows back, I should say. As there's 4 cars in the middle now. 5 or 6 with that Zin machine dropping down. And now the 2 to the lead is going to come down with the 44. They had a huge back straightaway, and it puts them both in front of the rest of the field. The 24 on that outside, well, should I say the middle, but it's basically the outside now. No cars above him. That's going to be the place to be. I think 24. Schetzler is going to be able to take the lead here. 20 to go next time by. 21 to go next time by. Down the back straightaway, the 24, indeed, to the front. That top lane moving with who else but Ethan Lane. And the 7 of Brad Patty. He has not been near the front this race. Across the line, that time Ethan Lane, the race leader. The middle lost a little bit of momentum through 3 and 4, and Lane tracking ahead. 75 laps in the books next time around. 20 to go. 3 wide. Bumper to bumper to bumper for the race lead. The 22 and the 2 car rather starting to slip back a little ways. The 24 is going to get clear of that 2. Of Nito and the 54 of Lane trying to clear them both. The 24 of Schetzler is going to surge ahead. Now he has the nose in front. Now it's the 2 as they come up on a lap car who's not going to get out of the way. 51 already many laps down. Across the line that time by, it was Schetzler, the race leader. Out of turn 2, the 2 in front, 5 lanes back, they're still 3 wide. Ethan Lane to the front, he's clear, he can get down, he's going to get down. Lane will block the middle, not going to go down to the bottom. Pulling the 24 with him up in front. Puts that car second, now he jumps down to block the bottom with Nito. Across the line, Lane in front, blocking top, blocking low, blocking middle, staying in front of Schetzler. 77 laps complete next time around, and it's Sam Nito to the front. The 7 of Patton on the outside has Cooper, and the 73 pushing him, Brad Patton to the lead. Ethan Lane will surge ahead. Look at the 54 through the corner. And you see, look at all these lanes getting the momentum through the corner. This top lane not really moving like it wants to. Here comes the run now. 24 is going to stay in front. Almost contact. Nito who takes the lead back, the 54 of Lane defending all 3 lanes, but he couldn't do it for long. Michael Lorea up into the mix as well, still behind the 2. He's in third, the 80 as well. Thunhorst right there behind the 54 of Lane. The outside is led by the 24 of Schetzler and the 7 of Patton. They're starting to slip away a little bit. Across the line this time, though, 54 of Lane way up high, and Nito down low. I think it's going to be Lane leading that lap. It's Dunhorst in the middle, 15 to go. Off of turn 2, they're still 3 wide, even for the race lead. Ethan Lane pulling ahead, Thunhorst right there with him. They're going the same speed, both cracking 200 into the corner. The 24 to push Lane through the corner, getting squirrely all up on the back bumper. They're 3 and 4, 70 laps in the books, on to lap number 80. A 54 trying to stay in front, leading with Dunhorst in the middle. 3 wide still, the 2 not giving up. All these lanes so even as they're going to come up on some more lap traffic. But it's the top lane prevailing for now. Lane's going to get clear of the field. Drops down to the middle. Drops down to the bottom. Clears them all. The 2 right up to the back bumper. Off of turn 4, the top lane starting to slip away now as the 54 of Lane takes the 2 up with him. Now he goes to the outside. Gives the 2 the bottom. Wants the middle. Coming up on the lap to the machine. 36 car. The field is going to blow by him here. Now the leader of the outside, I believe, is Don Stevenson in the 47, who has not stiffed the lead all day, and now up here with some damage to race for the win. Lap car down low, out of the way. 54 of Lane trying to cover every gap, every run. Into 1 and 2. Lane jumps up high. He's going to lose the lead now, but he wants that momentum from the high side. It's going to be Stephenson pushing him with the 24 of Schetzler behind them as well. Nito, however, has the lead right now. Michael Lorea in second, but Unhorst is knocked on in the middle. 1 lap car down on the bottom, the 51 again. He's not going to move. 4 wide. Oh, he gets hit by one of his teammates in the Bob Ross cars. They come together. They keep it straight. Somehow. Oh, no. They didn't keep it straight. Caution is out, and that's going to bring up a restart. Less than 10 to go. Tom Wetmore, the lab car, who I think started it all. It's doored right there by his teammate in the 22. There's more contact right there. Oh, they wrecked way behind them too with the other lap car of Fife. Race winner yesterday. Lap cars just... Oh man, there was a huge checkup in front of me. Trying to miss who else but Wetmore, the lap car. Look at that. Oh my gosh, the 43. Man, I get you don't want to get... Payless, let's see. On board here. Thought they were wrecking and he fully slammed on the brakes. That ended up hurting basically everyone behind him. Can't blame him for doing that. That'll bring us to a restart with 10 or so laps to go. Be exciting. 51, 4 laps down already. Very destroyed race car. As the field will come down the straightaway, nobody's gonna pit. I don't think they want to sacrifice their track position. This is going. Come back, it'll be lap 85. A restart with less than 10 to go. Tied the winner here from Talladega. All comes down to this, 25 miles. So. Rolling down the back straightaway. They're going to restart with 9 laps to go from Talladega to settle at 22 or so miles. Half. Decided here. Night Series. Or the Octane Series, excuse me. And so it's going to be the 44 of Larea on the bottom and the 2 of Nito on the top. Nito chose the outside, so he's going to have Jonas behind him, I believe. Going to be Sunhorst on the bottom, second car on the row, pushing the 44. There we go. To the restart zone. Hopefully the final of the night. It's Nito on the outside, the race leader. Green flag is back out. 9 laps to go from Talladega. The 15 with a good restart. Janus around the outside. He has no help though. I'm not sure how that won't be called a jump start, but it's not going to work for him either way unless someone gets up with him. I'm not sure why they wouldn't. The top lane's been so fast. The 54 is going to stay in line, and Janus is going to slip back. Trying to make something happen there. Like the 2 might have slipped the tires, because he definitely went when the leader went. Michael Larea, the race leader. Nito on the outside in second right now, even. The 15 still holding his own. Michael Larea leads into the tri-oval. 8 laps to go, this time by the 7 right up on the back bumper of the 2. The 80 of Thinhorst on the bottom, pushing the 44 to the lead. And the 1 and 2 they go. The 44, the race leader. The 3 and 4, the top line getting rolling. The 24, the Schnetzler pushing Janus. Janus on the outside. Patton pushing that middle lane with Nito. Thunhorst keeping Larea out in front. Across the line, 7 to go. Lap car ahead. 3 wide for the lead. Damn Nito. Janus around them both. Lap car into the apron, getting out of the way. 3 by 3 by 3 for the race lead, and the top 10 positions up for grabs. Off of turn 2, the 44 continues to lead. Janus on the outside, trying to get some help. The 24 is all over the place on his rear bumper. Into the corner. 6 to go this time by. Here they come off of turn 4, the top line slipping back a little bit. Looking for the momentum off of the corner through the tri-oval. Janus is going to get there. He's going to lead the lap. Nito holding on just until they got to the line. Now it's the 15 in the lead through the corner. Off of turn 2, the 44 trying to stay in front. So even, and I think it's going to come down to a finish like this if they stay like this. As the server freezes for a second. Through the corner. The 2 trying to hold on to the lead. Not sure what's going on right now with the iRacing connection. Sure you all that my internet is more than fine. We're back now. It's Sam Nito with the race lead. We're gonna have to close everything out as soon as this race is done with. That's some pretty unfortunate server issues in big racing event a couple days ago over the weekend where a bunch of drivers are having internet problems that really never struggle with connection. The iRacing servers have not been doing too well lately, so we'll hope that doesn't continue on until these last 3 laps. Or these last 4 laps, I should say, as they come to the line. It's going to be 4 to go. 2 of Nito in the middle trying to stay in front. Michael Larea on the bottom has the nose in front now. As Janice on the outside is right with him. But he can't quite clear the middle lane, nor can he get the lead. Into 1 and 2. The 15 slipping back. He's going to get a big push from the 24 down the back straightaway. 4 to go. Here they come. Lap car you hear going by. That could affect the leaders if it's a stubborn car that won't want to get off the track. The 15 with the lead into 3 and 4. The 2 in second. The bottom lane, the farthest behind with Larea coming to 3 to go. Neck and neck, side by side, 3 wide for the lead. Down the final stretch to the line to take 3 laps to go. The 44 clear of the field. It's the 51 on the bottom of Wedmore, not going to get out of the way. The 44 got clear just in time to get up in front of the 2. Oh, the car on the outside into the wall. It's Janice got into the wall. And we'll quickly look at it. There was some contact right there with the 24. No, the 24 hit the wall by himself. And it's Nato with the lead. Coming to the final 2 laps of this race. The 2's going to block high. He gets turned in front of the field. Can he save it? Yes, the 44 on the apron. They make contact. They all keep it straight. No caution. We're still racing. Oh, Ethan Lane to the lead. He almost gets turned. Lap car on the outside. Watch out. He almost got hit by the 24. What a chaotic sequence. Ethan Lane, the race leader now. The 7 of Patton is the one on the outside. And this group of cars are split up. There's going to be some huge runs coming as they get the white flag next time live. Matt Janice now second in the middle. He was leading the outside. Probably the preferred place to be on that last lap. Not anymore. Now the field's all filled up. Every spot has been switched. It's John Steele, the race leader, on the bottom with Thunhorse behind him. Ethan Lane in the middle. And on the outside is Brad Patton. White flag. Patton to the lead. Trying to stay even with him. John Steele surging ahead. Patton almost gets turned. He's going to get shuffled out. He's not clear. Can't come down. There they go. Chesler around. And it's everybody. 1 car up and over. Oh my goodness. A horrible crash. The 50 flipping. Barrel rolling. The 44 was on his roof. John Steele, the race leader. Can Thunhorst catch him? Here comes Matthew Thunhorst. Off of turn 4, John Steele, the leader. They're coming to the line. Who's it going to be? The 80 looking high. Side by side. He has the help. Ethan Lane goes up. He turns Thunhorst into the 22. Who won? Across the line, Ethan Lane spins the leader and wins. Unbelievable finish. By 22 1/1000ths of a second over Brad Patton. John Steele ends up 3rd. Thunhorst 4th. And we've got so many things to look at. What a final sequence. Unbelievable. All started back here. This is Michael Larea. We're going to see the contact from above as the 7 gets forced out of line, tries to come back down, not clear. The 24 gets turned into the 14. That shoots Larea up the track. The 43 car goes under him, and he's finished off into the catch fence. What a remarkable crash. Just crowd surfing, flipped up into the air. Wow, I've never seen any. Here's Ethan Lane. This is where he is on the last lap. on the outside of the number 12 of Cato. He's in third. The 80 of Thunhorse gets up. The 22 of Steele. Looks like Thunhorse is going to win right here, but he gets turned down into Steele. And Ethan Lane gets it done. What an incredible finish. And it's Lane who will burn it down. Race winner from Talladega. A crazy finish, man. That was awesome. Lane will bring it off the track. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to pull people into the chat, so we won't be able to interview Ethan Lane. I'm sure he's absolutely ecstatic with that. What an incredible... Lane is the one getting it done here today. Talladega. Awesome finish, spinning below him. Ethan Lane wins the Hounds Tales podcast 250 from Talladega. So since my computer is literally starting to seize up, Ethan Lane, race winner from the 22 behind him. Dunhorst ends up second. John Steele ends up third. Won't be able to talk to any of them today. So that wraps things up here on the Hounds Tales Podcast 250. I've been River Page, commentator. I won't be back next week. If you want to join the Discord, feel free to learn more. Greatest NASCAR regarding FTN. So thank you all for watching. Got a lot of people in the chat. We had a lot of people in the chat with the Texan Luis and Club. That was all for today. 4 laps, and it comes down to that. Super fun race, super great finish. Great driving by all the drivers. Close out the streams from now.
Really new to this league, as you guys already know, and that was big. I have great support with my teammates. Kind of helped me here, and I actually started well before the last lap. I was saving fuel the whole race. I figured out I could go for the distance, so I had a secret ingredient. Nobody really saw it coming, but some balls of guarana energy. Usually see it on my car, but not today. It filled my fuel tank, mixed up with that Sunoco Racing fuel, and it helped push me up to the front.
Man, you could definitely tell you had the balls coming to the next lap. River, what'd you think about his finish coming to the end there?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be all you or the 80, but I did not expect you guys to both kind of get wrecked. Did you think that you had a chance at the win there when you were getting past? Do you think you were going to get wrecked? What was your thought process?
Yeah, so last lap, Matt and I have been working together pretty well there for the last section of the race, so he was pushing me pretty hard. I know Ethan is a monster on these tracks, same with Brad Patton, a lot of talent around me, so I just wanted to have a good finish. Once we got past that big wreck on the backstretch, I just put my head down. I saw Matt was pushing. Unfortunately, he wanted to try to go get the win, which I can't fault him. It's the last lap at Dega, and thankfully my car, protected by Robin Steele, attorneys at law, had a little extra protection to get it done, but we were able to slide across P3, which I know it sounds kind of bad, but I'm really excited for a P3.
John, this means a lot. This takes you from 35th. This takes you from deep in the 30s to up into the 29th place in points, plus 7 spots tonight, the biggest gainer in the standings. What does this mean for your playoff hopes?
Well, like I said, my second year in the league here in Integrity, I'm excited. I'd love to make a run, but the problem is I got a little competition because this league is stacked from top to bottom and great talent. I'm just excited I was able to put on a good show, and hopefully the viewers had a great experience watching and pretty much an action-packed full Talladega race.
Hey, I know you got the energy of Balls on your side with Balls Energy Drink, fueled with guarana, coming up here into the top 20. Looking forward to seeing the playoffs. River, what else do you got for him?
Anything else like to say? That was a very impressive drive. So.
Well, I appreciate that. That was fun all the way around. And River, thank you for an amazing broadcast. It's always been great working with you and David, so thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, John. Appreciate your help tonight. We'll bring Brad Patton to the booth next.
All right,
Brad, it's great to have you up here in the booth tonight. P2, bridesmaid, never the bride, but coming up here, a great clean finish to the end here at Talladega, a brutal race tonight. What did it look like for you from the driver's seat?
Which caution do you want me to talk about? I was involved in a bunch of them. No, the whole goal was to make it out in the top 5 tonight, and Ethan and I and Trevor, we all agreed that we were going to work together. And so at the start of the race, I was just following Trevor and got involved with Nick and whatever that caution was, went and got damage fixed, thought the car was destroyed, came back out and ran faster. I was like, okay, makes no sense, but it's iRacing. So we got involved in another caution. Then for the stage win there, I know I didn't have a chance, but me and Ethan were committed to pushing Trevor, and we got Trevor his stage win. So congrats to Trevor, my teammate. And then at the end of the race there, Ethan said he was going to be with me, and we were going to work together. And it looks like what happened is what happened. We came out 1-2. Sorry for everybody who was involved. It was fun trying to push Sam there to the win. And I was just getting too hot and I had to back off, and finally got a run on him. And he came up the block, got a little clip into him. There was nothing I could do at that point. And then you seen the calamity there at the end. It's just everybody looked like they were hard racing there at the end. If I was Ethan, I'd do the same thing in that spot. I'm sure Matt, if he was in his spot, he would have done the same thing. It was just trying to get as many points and position as possible. So it was fun. It was a fun Dega race. These races are always fun for us, and hopefully we put on a hell of a show. And I don't know what else to say about that.
Hey, Brad, congratulations to you, Trevor, that whole Goon Esports team. I know you guys work really hard at these plate tracks. Trevor's been dominant when it comes to some of these plate tracks, one of the best pushers that comes around. It's awesome to see that he had your support and you had his. As you came into that last lap, what did it feel like for you? I mean, how did you plan that last lap was going to pan out if all things went in your favor?
Well, when we were coming to the last lap there, I was in first position, so I was like, I'm on the top. I got, I think, the prime spot, and I just had no help, so I had to fall back in line. And I was 5th place coming to the line there at the end after I was in first, and just like I said, man, just everybody was trying to push, help each other out, and calamity happened, and I was just there for the taking. Took second spot. Took it away from John. I know John. I want to say congrats to John on getting a top 3 finish here. We had 2 Bobby Ross paint schemes, which, hey, got to paint those little trees and those creeks. So it was a good day.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, for those viewers who are turning in late, I'm sure it's an easy reminder to say that, hey, we had a great March Madness challenge here, basketball themed. And for those who decided to enter the challenge and lost, they had to run a happy little accident tonight, a Bob Ross paint scheme with happy little trees, as Brad put it here. But Brad, you took those happy little trees, you gained 4 spots in the points tonight, move up to the top 15. That puts you within the playoff berth. What does a playoff mean to you at the end of the season?
Considering I'm not doing the qualifying challenge, and I was at one point, I think 3 races ago, it was 29th in points. If I'm top 15 right now, that's a hell of a jump, and I'm just gonna ride the momentum, and hopefully I can start finishing more races. That's the whole goal, is to finish, more top 5. We have the speed. I just need to have consistency on the finishes, and hey, let's go for some dubs.
Hey, outside of John Steele's podium tonight, gaining 7 spots in the points, you gained 4. That puts you inside the top 15, one of the biggest gainers of the evening. Congratulations, Brad. Who do you have to thank for your support tonight? Obviously, Trevor was a great help in drafting, but I know you have some other partners supporting you this evening.
I got a bunch. I got a list. You ready for this?
Oh, buddy, I am here for the roll call, and so are our viewers.
All right, so first, obviously, Trevor and Ethan. Got to thank both of them. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been where I was at for the finish. Like I said, congrats to John on his top 3. And then I'm going to thank Clutch 1, Wanted Goons, McConey. Everybody knows who McConey is. It's not hard to see them. I'm going to thank Integrity, thank David, and I'm guessing River is his name. He's being pretty quiet for the interview. Okay. I'll thank you guys for doing the broadcast, and I thank my fellow racers for putting on a hell of a show for the fans. Let's go get them next week.
Brad, I thank you. River, I got to ask you to chime in. What was it like seeing Brad Patton being caught up in a couple incidents this season? You know, whether it be just the weirdest accidents and the fact of just bad luck. What was it like seeing Brad after a season of kind of some turmoil come out with a P2 tonight? What was it like from the broadcast booth? I got to ask you.
Out of all of the happy little accident cars, he was definitely the one that was the most unlucky, had the most accidents. So I didn't expect that. It was a very eventful couple of laps, and anything can happen here. So just you gotta get lucky, you gotta have some skill, and he ended up there. So it was fun.
I got a quick little question for you, River.
What's up? Hit me.
Did I gain a fan from you tonight?
You definitely did. Everyone in the happy accidents cars.
We're trying to catch that Braxton DeWeese fan club. I mean, he's got 403 members. I got one. That's what matters.
I couldn't believe that when I heard that at first.
Me neither.
The real question is he going to be as passionate as the Braxton DeWeese fan club, or God forbid that Mama Wetmore club? Let me tell you, she's fierce.
When Braxton wrecked, there was like 8 or 9 viewers left the stream. When they were like, "We're done," there was like 8 or 9 people that left. It's kind of crazy. You got a lot of catching up to do, man.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to bring the Wannagoon stream involved in this next time. We'll get some viewers in there too.
Hey, we're happy to have them.
Yeah, exactly. The more the merrier.
Brad, thank you so much. Congratulations again. Runner-up finish tonight. Your best finish on the year. Momentum as we head into race 10 of the Integrity Racing League Series. What does next week look like for you?
Where are we at? Texas?
Absolutely.
Old or new? Because either one, I like either one, but depending on driving style, that tracks definitely differ.
I know the fans love a surprise, so looking forward to seeing which Texas we run next week. But great news, it will be located in scenic Texas, most likely New Texas.
All right, I can't wait.
The old Texas, you never know.
We're going to run the top. How's that for a show?
But hey, it's that $45 T-shirt line, Brad. We can't wait to see you there. Congratulations again on a P2 finish, man.
Appreciate it. What's up, brother?
Special teams, special players, special Brad, not wrecking. We're here for it.
See you later, boys.
See you later, Brad. Thanks so much for joining us.
Congrats, Brad.
Thanks.
Next up in the booth, we'll be running with Ethan Lane. And River, I know you have some questions for him.
All right, yeah. So, Ethan, congratulations, man. That did not look like your race to win. Why don't you just walk us through that final lap?
Yeah, I just want to first off apologize to Matt. Not my intention to turn him, but coming to the checkered, I don't think anyone in my position would have lifted. I tried to go high, and I went higher and higher and higher, and our bumpers just didn't line up on the end of the tri-oval, and I just hit him. Unfortunate for him. I think he still salvaged his top 5, but yeah, that was an interesting race for sure from start to finish.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Tom knows where you are in the points and whatnot, but it sounds like we're at one of the Texases next week. So, how do you think you're gonna do there?
I'm fine with either one. New Texas has been interesting for the past couple weeks when we went there for the official series. We saw some really interesting lines, especially through 1 and 2. The unusual lines that you shouldn't be running, but we are. I think it'll be interesting if we go there. Old Texas will definitely put on a good show too.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Tom, you got anything to say?
Absolutely, Ethan. I mean, we talked about coming to the line there. You had quite a decision to make, a decision that ended up winning you the race. What did that feel like coming to the finish there? Not just with Matthew, with the 22 car, Ross Cato, a lot of drivers involved there. What led you to the choice to win that race?
It wasn't really a choice. We just kind of got put in that situation. Like I said, I wasn't trying to turn Matt and anything. I was trying to go above him. And we just came together in the same spot. There was too much of a run to lift. And, I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. It's coming to the line at Dega for a SuperSpeedway win. And trying to gain as many points as we can going into the playoffs to help our playoffs hopes if we don't win through one of the rounds or we have a mistake in one of the rounds. That's what's really all about right now, just trying to gain as many playoff points.
Absolutely. Gives you a significant advantage coming to the playoffs, racing for that next level racing rig at stake. I mean, we're talking about $2,000 in prizes through next level racing into the Integrity Racing League. You only have 7 starts. This race and this win puts you inside the top 5, moves you up another spot ahead of Don Stevenson into the top 4. Regular season points could be at stake here. You're currently behind Matthew Thunhorst, Nick Tarabuck, and Michael Laraya, our season point leader. Even though you're 2 starts behind, you've led a dominant race here over the past couple races. Do you have what it takes to make up that over 70-point gap to get you into that number 1 spot coming to the playoffs?
It's looking more and more likely. We're definitely pushing forward that. Getting a little bit of stage points in today's race helped. And then last week helped as well. It's going to take one race at a time, though, to get there. If we think too far in ahead, we'll make too many mistakes, and we'll probably be out of that talk in a couple weeks.
No, absolutely. Like, glad to hear you had the hope, but it's really smart looking at the races ahead. And I gotta ask you, man, you obviously had some support tonight, not just drafting partners, but partners on the car as well. As we go into not just Texas next week, but Dover, Kansas, and the Charlotte Speedway ahead as we jump into May. I mean, who do you have to thank you as we come into this mid-season stretch here, the part that really helps you gain some points on the lead above?
Well, tonight I wanted to thank Brad Patton. He helped me up there tonight. I told him before that final restart that I was going to be with him to the end. Didn't work out that way, but it kind of did at the end. I was actually going to try to push him to the win tonight. Me and Brad have raced really well on these super speedways. We've been great drafting partners and everything. So I was going to try to help him get one tonight. And but yeah, just want to thank Integrity, Jacob, and everyone who runs the league for putting it on every week. These races have definitely been getting more and more fun. A lot more competition every week. Everyone's getting better at the Gen 4 car. It definitely is a tough car to get a hang of, especially with the higher horsepower that we run at everywhere else. Want to thank you and River for putting on the broadcast every week. Like I always say, it's fun to go back and watch.
Sure, no, 100%. Me and David. It's all David, really.
Well, for you tonight, man. It'll definitely be back and fun to watch different perspectives of broadcasting everything. So, thank you for being here to do that.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you, Ethan, so much. River, anything else you have for Ethan here in the booth?
Oh, just congrats, man. You put on a heck of a show.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Ethan. River, I gotta say, as we come into next week, we have Michael Laraya leading the points. He had a pretty horrific incident there at the end of the race. Nick Tarabuck, pretty tough accident coming into the last couple laps of the race. Matthew Thunhorst, 4.3 cockroaches worth of length away from winning this race in the top 3 of the points. They've been dominant all season long. I know you've been stepping in helping David tonight. As you think about those 3 drivers in the points, they have Ethan Lane, who's just won 3 straight. They're probably in danger.
Yeah, well, it'll be exciting to watch for sure. You know, I wish I could stay in the booth because that was a lot of fun. This great group that you guys have got. But yeah, I don't know. You know, how many races you say are left? There's 5 or 6 races left in the regular season.
Man, that's a really great point. You know, our chase starts at the end of week 23. We actually we start at Texas next week at week 10, and we have officially entered the mid-season stretch in just a couple weeks. But as we think about it now, we have basically another 14 weeks of racing before we ever get to the chase, where our top drivers are going to compete for a championship, winning thousands of dollars in prizes. I mean, as I think about it, Ethan has a really good chance here, despite sitting 4th in points. Sitting first going into that playoffs gives him a real shot. But as we look at wins, I mean, you have Ethan leading the way already with 5 wins. You have Laraya at 2 wins and Nick Tarabuck at 2 wins. Right now, as we go into the playoffs, as I think about those guys are going to be the guys to beat this time.
Yeah, and I think for the regular season, I think Nick has got, or you know, the guy in 4th. I'm completely blanking. We were just
Matthew
talking
Thunhorst, absolutely, or Ethan Lane. Sorry,
Ethan really has the momentum. I mean, you say he's won 3 in a row, so seems like he can't be stopped. I would love to be him in this position. I don't know if there's any reward for the regular season championship, anything of the sort, but if he's got some motivation, he's already got the momentum. I think that he's probably going to end up being the favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. That momentum could very well carry him deep into the playoffs, if not a championship. We saw Seth Noel come in here last season and put himself down and come into a championship lead, walk off, and move into Road to Pro and some of the other series that are available through NASCAR and iRacing this service. I see Ethan Lane on this very same path with the momentum that he has, but he's going to have to compete with some of them, not just momentum that he has, but the consistency that some other guys have. Rounding out the top five, you have that Don Stevenson fella. He didn't finish well tonight, but that is a guy who has locked in this season. He has himself just 2 top fives, but 5 top tens, making him one of the key contenders, one of the most top fives out of the top 10 out of the top 10 in points this season. His consistency has leveled him, man. And I got to tell you, that consistency is unmatched when you come into these playoffs. One mistake can knock you out.
Yeah, well, it'll be fun to see for sure. You got anything else to add? We got to I think we're gonna wrap things up here now.
No, absolutely, River. Again, appreciate you stepping in for David tonight, doing an absolutely excellent job. Cannot wait to rot this broadcast back as much of a lot of viewers, I'm sure, are excited to watch some of these finishes back tomorrow morning. Shout out to some of the guys who did a great job tonight that unfortunately just didn't have the finishes tonight, including Braxton DeWeese. I know his fan club was live in the chat earlier this evening. Led some laps early and didn't make it. Eric McFarland starting in the top row and not making it. Christopher Schetzler. I mean, talk about a guy who was powerful early, got some damage, came back, drove to the front, found himself in the lead, only to get himself with an 11th place finish, as well as you heard some of the people that some of our drivers shouted out tonight. You heard Trevor Trago helping Brad get him the finish that he deserved. You heard about Ross Cato coming back and getting, after some early damage, coming back and getting a top 5. So really proud of some of the guys that maybe didn't get a podium tonight, that we didn't get to hear from, but had a great finish. So River, thanks again for stepping in the booth tonight. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you hopping in and interviewing some of these top drivers, and thanks so much for your help tonight as we talk about the finish of the Integrity Octane Racing Series.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for the help, and John and guys that stayed a little late, and I'm sure that some of those guys are going to be getting to bed here soon. It's almost 11:30 on the East Coast.
Yeah, it's about that time. Thank you, River.
Yeah, well, thank you, and it's good. Screen share off, and so that things up there. A little bit of an interesting excursion at the end of the broadcast. Thanks to all the podium drivers for getting in, the admin group, and Tom finished. Just a great race all around, and said everything that I needed to. Is a eventful finish. We're gonna have a good finish to this. When David steps back in, I'll be watching for sure, and you guys stick around. Thank you all for watching again. Tomorrow schedule. I've been on Thursday for Iowa and Road to Pro, and then back on Monday for Integrity. And thank you all.